Hey everyone, what is going on? So today we are talking about the iPhone 6s versus the iPhone 7 in 2018. What are the key differences? Which one you should pick if you're looking for a new iPhone? Now, I did state earlier that the iPhone 6s was the best priced iPhone. It wasn't the best iPhone, just the one that was the best priced. So how does it hold up against its newer sibling, the iPhone 7? Now, they're only a year apart, okay? They're not like 3 years apart or anything like that. They do look pretty similar from the front. The home button is a little bit different on both. So we have the vibration motor on the iPhone 7 and we have the actual button on the iPhone 6s. It's really just preference here. I really don't care too much about it. Cameras are different as well. They're both 12 megapixel sensors and they're pretty much the same video recording capabilities and everything. But I did notice the 7 does do a better job at blurring more of the background out when taking a photo. But they're both pretty similar in a lot of ways. The front cameras are different as well. There's a 5 megapixel camera on the iPhone 6s and a 7 megapixel front camera on the iPhone 7. I'm too ugly to use the front camera, so I don't even use it that much. Now, both are running the same version of iOS, okay? It's iOS 11 at this time. Now, talking about the featureability of both, the iPhone 7 should get an extra year of support, and the iPhone 6s should end in about 2 years, so at iOS 13, the iPhone 7 should get iOS 14. But the thing you have to consider though is that if iOS 13 is bad or it's like iOS 11, there's a possibility that the iPhone 6s will get an extra year of support up to iOS 14. So bare minimum, it's going to get iOS 13. So in terms of featureability, the iPhone 7 does have the lead here, but there's a possibility that the 6s could get an extra year too. You just never know. Speed is interesting as well. So the overall processor speed, if I was going to use one or the other, I probably wouldn't be able to notice a difference in overall performance. Maybe the iPhone 6s does hang a little bit longer when opening up an app, but honestly, if I'm just using them both like separately, I can't really tell the difference, Now the specs on paper, the iPhone 7 is supposed to be noticeably faster. It has the Apple A10 Fusion chip versus the Apple A9 chip on the iPhone 6s. The 7 has the quad-core processor clocked in at 2.34 gigahertz versus the dual-core processor clocked in at 1.84 gigahertz. The kicker is both have 2 gigabytes of RAM, so they're not extremely different in speed, RAM-wise. They're both pretty different when it comes to the processing speed though. But even the jump between the 6s to the 7 in terms of processing speed and power and all of that isn't nearly as much as the jump from the iPhone 6 to the iPhone 6s. Interestingly enough though, the iPhone 7 has a bigger battery than the iPhone 6s, so there's a 1960 mAh battery on the iPhone 7 versus the 1715 mAh battery on the iPhone 6s. Honestly, they're both not the greatest. I probably would have to charge both by the end of the day, especially on iOS 11. It really did not do these phones a favor in terms of battery life. But I would say that the iPhone 7 might have the edge here, but I do want to note that the iPhone 6s did have battery problems early on in its life, which iOS 11 tried to fix. So if you do come across any problems with your iPhone, you could always take it into the Apple Store and they will fix it for you for $30. So if you imagine, you can get a fully refreshed battery on your iPhone for $30, which honestly I think is a pretty good deal. And you can also do the same with the iPhone 7 as well. The biggest upside for the iPhone 6s, or the advantage the iPhone 6s has over the iPhone 7, would definitely be the headphone jack, which honestly, having a headphone jack means less and less every day. The newer phones that are coming out with it, like the S9 and S8 and all those, it's really cool that they're retaining it. But if you're hesitant about jumping up to a phone that doesn't have a headphone jack, I'm going to tell you right now, and I say this in every video, it's honestly not that big of a deal. When I switched from my iPhone 6s Plus to an iPhone 7 Plus, I thought I would be missing out on like everything. I thought I would have no friends and I would drop out of college and all this stuff. But honestly, none of that happened. I just had to use a different pair of headphones and I use my wireless headphones more often. And that was it, so it's not that big of a deal. So if that's something that's stopping you from updating to an iPhone 7 or to another phone that doesn't have a headphone jack, you'll get over it within the first week. I got over it in 25 minutes. It's not that big of a deal. So which iPhone between the two should you get in 2018? I would say that if you're coming from a really basic phone, let's say the iPhone 5s, an iPhone 5, or even an iPhone 6, or even an Android phone, I would say the 6s is a really strong option. Now, if you're balling on a budget, I would say grab it. The 6s is great. You won't really miss out on much. However, the iPhone 7 will last you longer for sure. The iPhone 7 as a whole is a better package. Obviously, if the headphone jack isn't a problem and if you have a little bit more money to spend, definitely get the iPhone 7. It'll definitely be a better upgrade. And in terms of featureability, it'll last you longer. Otherwise, the iPhone 6s is still a great phone, which should last you almost 2 more years. And guys, that is pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything, leave it down in the comment section below. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I'd love to know. Definitely hit that like button, that means so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. That'll make me push more videos out like crazy. I appreciate the love that I'm getting right now, so definitely hit that subscribe button. Make sure you check out the links in the description, expand it, read all through it. It's like a novel. Links to my SoundCloud, my second channel, all that stuff. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel. I'd really appreciate it. Lo-Fi Alpaca, and then my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/simplealpaca. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to those. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff. I stopped using Snapchat. Just follow me on Instagram and Twitter. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.